The Department of Housing and Urban Development is one of the last places famed neurosurgeon Ben Carson ever thought he'd land.
As a pediatric neurosurgeon, I spent a lot of time trying to give kids a second chance, operating hours and hours, sometimes all night, and most of the times being successful, but then being faced with having to send them back into a horrible environment with mold and lead and varmint, all kinds of stuff. It was a horrible feeling for me. Now I have a chance to actually do something about that environment.
A year into the job, he says God revealed why he placed him there by taking him to the Bible.
There's a verse in the Bible, Proverbs 29:18, that says, without a vision, the people perish. And I'm looking around and seeing a lot of people who just are not thriving.
That verse sparked the birth of Envision Centers, community hubs connecting people's needs with resources provided by public, private, and faith-based groups designed to lead people to self-sufficiency through education and wellness while offering support along the way.
There are Americans, generations of Americans, who have known nothing but living on government assistance. How do you break that cycle?
We have to provide a mechanism whereby they can climb the ladder of opportunity.
As Secretary, Carson has felt the belt-tightening conservatives demand of the Trump administration. The White House proposes cutting HUD's budget by nearly $9 billion next year.
Would I rather have more money? Yes. I could do more. There's no question about it.
But his concerns about the national debt and his desire to make the agency run more efficiently encourage him to rise to the challenge.
Our new definition of success is not how many people we get in these programs, but how many we get out of them in a self-sufficient, powerful way so that they become, a driving force right here in our own country.
The conservative found himself in an embarrassing situation when forced to cancel an order for an expensive dining room suite for his office. Once it was revealed it would cost taxpayers $31,000. In a statement, Carson said no one was more surprised than he was. He's also caught grief for daring to study the Bible and exercise his Christian faith as a member of President Trump's cabinet. He attends the weekly cabinet Bible study led by Ralph Drollinger of Capitol Ministries. An atheist group sued HUD to get information about the study and how Carson exercises his faith in public life. Unapologetic, Carson responded on social media.
You said my faith actually makes me a better public servant.
Absolutely. I mean, we have to have a foundation for who we are. If you're going to have free exercise of it, it doesn't mean you only get to talk about it in church. And when you leave, you don't do, because, sitting in the pews of a church and keeping things contained there is not going to help feed the hungry or clothe the naked or take care of the imprisoned or do any of the things that we actually need to do. So your faith has to be a living component of everything that you do.
You recently wrote that we have to resist attacks on our spirituality at all costs. What did you mean by that?
We can't allow ourselves to be just marginalized. Those who impose the political correctness agenda, they are winning. They're having their way. They're changing our society away from what it used to be. And that frightens me.
He says America needs to do a better job of developing its people, and he understands the responsibility he's been given.
Housing is an important foundation for the development of an individual. And having that security is so important.
Jennifer Wishon, CBN News, Washington.